Well, good afternoon, everybody. I am delighted to be here with the Economic Partnership, and I want to thank you, Keith, your entire team, and the Board of Directors of the Washington Economic Partnership. Please give them a big round of applause. I want to also acknowledge and thank Chairman Mendelson and Councilmember Kenyon McDuffie and all of the members of the Council of the District of Columbia who, with us and the partnership, make the types of investments in our city, from transportation to schools to public safety, that help make the job of attracting, retaining, and growing businesses in Washington, D.C. Something that we can be very proud of. So please acknowledge the council members of the District of Columbia. I too want to acknowledge members of my team who are here, the Deputy Mayor for Planning and Economic Development, the Director of the Office of Planning, I saw our DSLBD Director, and other directors in our administration. Please give them a round of applause. I think we've had a great opportunity to be able to pick the best of the best, to work with you hand in hand on the priorities that we have laid out in the district. I've had the great opportunity over many years as mayor and as council member and as a former chair of the Economic Development Committee to work with Richard and other members of the board and the Economic Partnership on how we attract retailers to Washington, D.C. And I've said frequently, and I'll say again, and the reason why we continue to make our pitches in Vegas, our pitches at South by Southwest, is because we have been able to attract just about every retailer that we want. We just haven't been able to attract them every place that we want in Washington, D.C., so our work continues. We've also been very successful, but we have work to continue to do to make sure everybody knows that we're not just a government town. We're not your grandfather's Washington. So to continue to promote Washington, D.C. as a growing private sector business community, to a community where tech thrives, continues to be work that we have to do. And we have to continue to tell people, they didn't used to believe me. They believe me a little bit more now, that we are the District of Champions, that investing in sports, our sports teams, our sports facilities, is a winning proposition for Washington. We also have to continue to invest in our greatest resource, and that is our people, starting with our kids. This year, we had some fantastic news from the nation's report card that there were 2 jurisdictions across America that saw improving test scores. In Washington, D.C., and specifically DCPS, were improving faster than any urban school district in the United States. I heard another fantastic factoid, and that was that Washington, D.C. continues to be the #1 place for women in tech. So spread the word. We have been very proud over the last 5 years to be very intentional about making sure we invest in every part of Washington, D.C. You've heard me say it, in all 8 wards. So from Walter Reed in Ward 4 to St. Elizabeth in Ward 8, we've made and will continue to make big investments in housing and in the types of amenities that Washingtonians across our city need. Recently, we announced that my administration will be using the district's leasing power to drive investment into areas where it is needed the most. But we can't do it alone. We rely on you, our partners in the community, to support us in creating and expanding those opportunities. Just last week, for example, I was proud to be at the ribbon cutting of the Liz, Whitman-Walker's new development on 14th Street. Whitman-Walker, a long-term fixture in our community and community space when community was needed the most, unlocked value in its location on 14th Street to be able to make even bigger investments and even to support more Washingtonians. So today with Whitman-Walker, I want to share a bit of news. Whitman-Walker Health has signed on as our very first tenant at the St. Elizabeth's Campus East. And we couldn't be prouder that a Washington, D.C. institution in Ward 1 will become an institution in Ward 8. What this means for our residents in terms of health care is that Whitman-Walker goes from being able to serve 5,000 patients in Ward 1 to serving 15,000 patients in Ward 8. For our entire community, it means that we are one step closer to transforming St. Elizabeth's East, already home to our world-class entertainment and sports arena. This is what development for and by the community looks like. So we thank Whitman-Walker and we thank everyone here who is helping us to build a more inclusive Washington, D.C. We look forward to all of the ideas and innovations that will come forward in this room, and we look forward to being your partner in this work. Have a great day.